Promise not to be too near the mic this time. Anyway, let's start. Okay, the game had server issues today and it was crashing and stuff, so they put an extra tick in, which is good news. So that's why it caught me off guard in episode 23, hence why it only lasted a few minutes. But thankfully it should not be doing it now, so welcome back. Welcome back to episode 24. This is definitely a record. This is the first time we've had 3 episodes in one day. If you regard the last one was only 5 minutes long, 5 or 6 minutes long, but this is the 24th episode. And I just had to quickly delay that because the League Cup round 3 draw has just been made. And Oxford, my side, we're a lower league side, so this is quite a big deal. And we managed to draw West Ham at home, which is not a bad fixture, which should get a good crowd in for our ground. Crowd in our ground, yeah, in the Kassam Stadium, so that'd be really cool. But anyway, back to what this episode was going to be. This episode was going to be looking for those people who are joining me at Helsingborg. If you remember quite a few episodes ago, I was really the only human side here, and then Malmo started to get in the manager, and Orbro started to get in the manager, and now they're all starting to come in here, which is great fun. It's going to be a fun little league. Does mean that I think my Helsingborg side are going to suffer. I think probably maybe next season we might struggle to be in the top 5, to be perfectly honest with you, because we're getting some really good managers coming in. Well, we've had some really good managers coming in already. So anyway, I'm going to have a quick look at the other sides that are here, like the other Swedish sides, and this is really just a guide for those managers who have joined us to look at your side, what it looks like at the moment, and to what your side might look like in future episodes. So just bear in mind, this is episode 24, so for anyone coming from the future looking back at this episode, this is what your side did look like when you first joined us. Obviously Malmo, Orbro have joined us for a little while longer than the others, so their side might not change so much. But anyway, let's look at Hammarby first, which was originally what we were going to do. Berhan, you are the manager of Hammarby. Of course, Berhan, he's the guy that brought Managersim back. We're all grateful. Thanks very much for doing this. He's been a very successful manager in all the game worlds. A very good tactician. He's joined Hammarby. Now, Hammarby, again, this is a retro game. This game's year started, I think, in 2005 in game time, not in real time, because it's 2019 in real time. And so Hammarby have been, so they finished 13th, 10th, 8th, 12th, 2nd, but knocked out of the Champions League qualifying round, 8th. So they've been underachieving. They are a level 5 side, so they are already a very good side, one of the highest. They've got a decent youth academy. So what does their current side look like at the moment? Again, these are just my opinions. They're I'm not the world's greatest tactician. I'm one of the worst, I think, anyway. What can I highlight as their really good players at the moment? Well, obviously Zettersberg, their goalie, is amazing. Bergson, really good young defender. I'll be very shocked if he's not in it. Yeah, I thought so. He's a Swedish international. He should be. Carlson, he must be another Swedish international. My God, look at this already. Berhan, you've really got a good side. Stefansici, I can never pronounce that right. Pretty decent midfielder. Very good. And this Pavnik, yeah, look at his secondary stats here. Other than flair and aggression, they are really good. 142,000 wage. Ouch. I got a feeling your wage bill is going to be pretty high. Well, how did that happen? Did he? No, this is just because he wanted an extra contract, and somehow the board agreed to have 142,000. So I got a feeling your wage bill might be pretty high at the moment. So our wage bill is, just compare, our wage bill is 484,000. So yours is 70, 100,000 there. I'm just doing it on top of my head. 120, 150, 200, 238. Plus that, 238 plus 142, 370, 380, something like that. Plus that's a high one. Yeah, so your wage bill is already higher than mine. And look at that, really, really good striker as well. So obviously he's going to bring some players in. He will do, and he's got already quite a strong side there. So I don't know how they finished 8th last season. So yeah, I think they will challenge. He's brought no players in, so I don't know why they only finished 8th with a team like that. But I'm sure he will make some changes. So he's got quite a bit to do. He's got some players that he can get rid of straight away. It's quite obvious which ones. So yeah, he's got some good potential there. Right, let's go. We won't do Helsingborg obviously because you see my Helsingborg side. We go to Malmo now. Kay, he's been here for quite a while. Again, another outstanding manager. I remember on Game World, the original Game World 1, which was the original Game World, which is still around. He was manager of, I think, Barcelona or really big clubs. And then so there's Mike again, just sending me a message, because Mike's just sent me a message because we're hoping to do a Managersim podcast, of kind of a podcast. Basically means we chat over Skype and we'll be recording at the same time. So if anyone wants to join us, then I got a feeling that I only quickly looked at that message. It looks like it could be Friday, which is 2 days from now. Yeah, just looking at my watch. Anyway, Malmo, back to Kay. I will read Mike's message later, honest, after I've done this. Now, Kay, he came in last season. He's been a manager for nearly a year. He's already bought a lot of players. So this guy's already been developing players. So this is not really a before and after, because this is near enough more like an after already, if that makes any sense. So what players has he got? He's got some really good players there. Obviously his size 38. He's got a lot of first team players. Anderson stands out. He's getting some bids there from other clubs, but I think that's just random bids. He's making some good progress there, like Solenquist, who's a good player. Yeah, you can see he's already been rebuilding, and that shows in the league positions as well, because if you look at the division form, he's caught right up with me now, and he will overtake me. His form has been very good. In the last 6 games, he's won 3, drawn 1, lost 2. Okay, it's not been amazing form, has it, Kay? But you're doing well. You will improve. We now go to Orbro, the other side that's been here for a little bit. Morton, how are you doing? Morton again. All these managers are brilliant, so he's another great manager. His players, oh actually sorry, I need to look at his history. Orbro again have only been underachieving. They were champions in the very first season here, and then 1st, 4th, 10th, 9th, 11th, 4th. Again, you can see a lot of players he's bought. Now, he had to be very careful in doing that because the board doesn't like you buying a lot of players in one go. So, I think he was alright though. And all these are free transfers, and if you click on them, you can see what he's doing. He's buying a lot of youngsters, a lot of really good youngsters into the side. And 16-year-old, 19-year-old. 21-year-old, oh that 21-year-old, yeah, Karadag, he must be an international, yeah, Turkish international. So again, that's his players. Generally, he's got 31, so he's definitely been rebuilding, and you can see on the right-hand side that he's been buying a lot of good quality players. Ones that stand out: Hedman is only 18 years old, 100 already, 19 goals. Was he one that's already here? Yeah, he was one that was already here. Oh, that's lucky. And then there's some really good ones here as well. Including Duffy. Crikey, look at that, 99 defence, and he's only 17. He could be a future English international, so that's amazing. How did we get him? On the free transfer? No, really? Wow, he got him on the free transfer. My God. And there's Malston, who's a good youth product. Arenas, a youth product. My God, youth teams. again, it's not just, remember our Helsingborg side, we had some really good youth players coming in, and it looks like others are doing that as well. Okay, let's go to Orbro. Now we go to Helsingborg. This is the side we had problems viewing last time, but luckily it's now been fixed. So Mike's in it now. Mike, again, another great manager. He's doing very well in other game worlds. It'd be interesting if he does well in this. I'm sure he will. Helsingborg, you can see they haven't really been doing well. They've been, except for the first season, they really have not been setting the light. They were in the Champions League in the very first year, so they must have been built in as either first or second. But with Mike as manager, this will change. They will do better. He hasn't brought any players in, so let's look at his side at the moment. And yeah, he's got some really good players, but there's plenty of potential there to change players. So Holt is obviously one of the ones that stand out. He's his striker. He's only 18 years old, a youth product again. Probably be is he a Swedish international yet? No, but I'm sure he will be. And then he's got a really good defender, Lindberg. Yeah, look at that secondary stats. He's very fast, which is great for a defensive left or defensive right. And yeah, but he's got plenty of potential to go and buy a lot of new players and get rid of all this side. I'll bet you in about next season, this time next season, you wouldn't recognise this side. But anyway, Mike, here's your little screenshot of what your side looks like at the moment. And so if you're coming back from the future to watch this, this is what your side did look like. So that's Helsingborg. We now go to Forlunda. Forlunda, is that how you pronounce it? I don't know. My Swedish is not very good. And Andy Edge, he's brand new. He only just joined. So welcome. So his history would be very... Oh, he's already bought a player. Oh, well done. Andy, have you just... No. No, yeah, Andy. That must have been the computer manager buying that player. Because I think there was no way you could buy him. Confirm me if I'm right or wrong. But anyway, what did the computer manager do? He actually did not a bad deal for you. He did actually quite pretty well. So what does your players look like at the moment? Yeah, not bad at all. Again, you've only got 23 players, which is standard for an AI bot, human AI or whatever, that they haven't been buying many players at all. So you got potential to buy a lot of decent players. You've got a strong goalie already. You've got good average to decent players there. No one really stands out, I think, except for maybe him. You're again another youth player, and he's a Swedish international as well. And Hansen, yeah, maybe Hansen, or 69,000 wage. That's the point. I haven't looked at the wages of the other sides, have I? Yeah, your wage is fine. You're way below mine. Sorry, I'm going back to Mike's Helsingborg side. So this episode 24 is a bit of a special because I'm not mentioning much about Helsingborg. We do that in all the other episodes, obviously, because I'm managing them. Okay, Mike, your wage bill is a lot lower. You've got a good chance there to build very nicely there. Morton's, what about your wage bill? Also, which I explained in episode 23, that brief 6-minute episode, Berhan has fixed the white flash, so hopefully there won't be any white flashes between the screens now, which is great. Yeah, Morton, you've got your wage bill's probably about the same as mine, actually, because you've been investing in decent players. And who have we got left? K at Malmo. I'm guessing Malmo's of course history should be really good, but they're not in this game. I think, is it Gothenburg maybe are the best side in Sweden at the moment? I don't know my Swedish football, real Swedish football. Morton, K, what's your wage bill like? Yeah, your wage bill's decent as well, not too bad. And our dearest leader, Bernan. Yeah, because of that 142 and that 76, you're the only one with slight wage problems, but I'm sure you can deal around that. So that's what the current status of the sides look like at the moment. We might get some more human managers coming to join us, which would be great, and then it will make the it'll make the beginner series pretty interesting with all these rivalries. What I'll probably do in future episodes is mention how the other sides are getting on as well as us, and I'll see what happens and sort of like do a news flash of something like, or any shocks in results. But with all those sides there, I'm expecting sadly my Helsingborg side to suffer a bit. I think we will get into Europe next year, but maybe the season after we might not. We might have some more human managers with us. I'm just for interest, yeah, Gothenburg. Gothenburg were the winners last year, and they are having a pretty awful season. First, second, yeah. They are currently... No, they're not having too awful. They're fifth, but they were champions last year. Again, I'm comparing all the other sides. Helsingborg, my own side. We're level 3 requirements. Remember that Hammarby are level 5. We're only level 3, so we actually are a smaller side. That's interesting. So what's the... Malmo, you're only a level 3. Orbro, you're a level 3. Helsingborg, you're level 1. But I think you were originally a level 3. And so Burnham has actually got the biggest side out of all of us anyway. And Dutchgarden are level 5, actually, they're actual current leaders. So this is my side, what it looks like compared to all the others. If I had to pick some outstanding players, my goalie is one of the best. He's from the Czech, and he's a Czech international. I've got a very good defensive player there, Oberman. Obviously, we've got two very good strong defenders. Our midfield is a bit weak compared to other sides. Buki here is probably our best player. He's a Italian international, and he's got amazing stats there. So he's probably our best player. Schwarzenbergen Schwarzenpenberg is our next best player, another midfield. So actually our midfield is actually, I thought it was weak. It's actually quite strong, but not... We haven't got strength and depth in this side. And then we've got our top two attackers. One of our big advantages of our own side is that obviously we've been here the longest, is that we've got quite a young side, and we will have potential of more youth players coming in. We'll see though. But anyway, that is that's the episode done. The next episode I'll do will be in a couple of ticks time, maybe towards the end of the season. Well, we'll see if any more people have joined us. So thanks very much for joining this, for watching this, episode, this special episode, and stay tuned for more soon. Goodbye.